Hey everyone, welcome to 2025. I know it's taken me a minute to get back out there with these little wraps, but I wanted to start this year out diving into some great things that I've been reading online and some quick learnings. Specifically, I've been diving into Hunter Thurman. His work on Branding Magazine around behavioral triggers really started triggering ideas in my mind. So I wanted to dive into what they are and how you can use them to start fixing and optimizing and maximizing your digital experience. But first, if you like these little wraps, please do follow us on your favorite podcast channel, Spotify, YouTube, whatever it may be. And if you can, please take the time to give us a 5-star rating. It really helps and keeps the fuel burning for these things. And hopefully you're getting a lot of value out of them. That would be a great way to thank me for that. So let's dive in. So Hunter Thurman, founder of Alpha Diver, has dived into behavioral triggers. What gets people to change their behavior, buy a product and all of that. And while it's a broad stroke approach because it's not specific to any industry, I did see so many parallels in the restaurant industry as well as the digital experience and how these have a very acute effect on the success of your digital experience. So I want to first start off by going over what these 5 triggers are, and then also want to break it down to see some of these learnings that you can get. So trigger number 1 for people changing their behavior is price. That should not be a shocker. Is it worth its cost? And actually I would challenge this and say, does it seem to be worth more than what I'm going to pay? That's a huge driver. Number 2, time. What am I giving up if I choose this? So taking time to purchase, taking time to engage is valuable. And so how much time is going to be given up? And is that worth more than what I'm actually doing? Social is number 3. How will others perceive my choice? The inner branding strategist and designer in me is flipping over this one because it's huge. Number 4 is physical. Physically speaking, will this negatively affect me? And we can dive into that more as well. And then the 5th one is emotional. Will I be disappointed by this choice? So when you hear those 5, price, time, social, physical, and emotional, those things actually should start having some popcorn going off in your head as to how it applies to the customer experience physically within your 4 walls and digitally outside your 4 walls and basically everywhere internally, especially for our industry as hospitality and how we treat our people, how we treat the people that come in the front door and all of that. But let's break it down a little bit more, starting with price. Price is really about value perceptions. It's not just black and white, hard number, here's what I'm getting, does it make sense? Instead, this can be driven in the digital experience by the quality of design, the quality of the food imagery, as well as the ingredient or process story that you've woven before the purchase and throughout the digital experience as well. So for instance, if you are spending a lot of time chef-driven crafting these amazing burgers that are made from Angus beef that frolic in the fields of berries and walnuts or whatever, I don't know. If that's your story, that helps add more value to the burger. Otherwise, a burger is a burger is a burger. Why is yours $20 and McDonald's is $2? So you have to give people a way to understand that there is value there. And that can be done in the digital experience from the brand identity through the imagery and everything else, even the quality of the design of the digital experience. Number 2 is time. This is a huge one. So what are people giving up? And is it worth giving up to do this? So what I think here for us is making sure the digital experience is intuitive, easy to use, reduces the amount of time that people need to invest in actually ordering their food, finding their food, and making sure the order is correct. And then delivering how quickly are they going to get it and showing that throughout the ordering process. I should see during peak hours that it's going to take me an hour to get my pizza. Or during low hours, that can be there in as easy as like 25 minutes. That's going to help a lot to help me assess how much time I'm investing and is it worth it. Social is the 3rd one. This is all about brand identity. How other people perceive your purchase is all about what the brand has done across the board, from social media to advertising to philanthropic efforts within the communities. Just everything that builds a brand identity leads to this moment. And brand identity does play a role in the digital experience. Otherwise, it'd be completely homogenous. Everyone's website would look exactly the same. However, the UX for websites, there are best practices that show optimal pull-through, which is why when you look at a Shopify website, you see a lot of the same style, not style, but a lot of the same workflows, because that has been optimized to pull the most amount of people through the purchase. Same goes for the restaurant industry. Making sure that the UX is similar is critical. That's not somewhere to be creative. However, the UI laying over top of it should absolutely continue to build and add to the perceptions of the brand, thereby leading to social perceptions of when you buy that brand. So if you're carrying around the bag with that big golden arch on the side, people have a perception of you. Same thing with any other brand out there like Kava, Sweetgreen, and so on and so forth. This is a big driver. The fourth one is physical. Will it give me a negative effect? Physically speaking, I actually think this has to play into the digital world as well, because digital can be a physical experience. You're interacting with your phone or your computer, and then you're waiting for your food. There's a handoff, or you're going to get your food and you might have to wait for it. All of these things have to be considered, but it starts with an easy and intuitive digital experience. We shouldn't be making people think too much. We should be able to capitalize on that impulse buy, make them easy to get through the purchase. All means necessary. So wallet payments integrated, checkout systems very familiar, so they're not having to learn on the fly. Everything should not get in the way. There should be no negative effect. Also, easy to receive or retrieve the order. Am I aware of when my delivery driver will get here? And do I know where I'm going to pick up the food? Do I know where within the location I'm picking up the food? All of these things have to be and should be delivered to the person to make it as simple and with less negative physical impact as possible. And then, of course, ADA compliance. As an aside, which it really shouldn't be, am I even building a site that all people can use? ADA compliance is absolutely critical, and the threat of legal should not be the only driver for you. Finally, emotional. Will I be disappointed with this purchase? So this is going to be controversial, but this is why reviews are so important. And I say integrate those reviews. Do not hide. People will find them. We live in an era where people will find what they need to find. So put those big reviews front and center on every PDP page. Allow people to post their own reviews. Make sure you're addressing them using systems that are fantastically built for this, like Ovation, like Tattle, will really help. And then will it be arriving late? Allowing people to understand when to expect, going back to the earlier statements, and will it be at an appropriate temperature? So I want to order my food and know that it's going to get here at least semi-hot. That starts to become crazy in wintertime. That starts to become crazy when I'm waiting an hour for the food. So show the time during the ordering process, show reviews on product detail pages, and deliver on that emotional need. These are just scratching the surface. Thurman has dived in deep across 9 articles now on Branding Magazine, and you can easily cherry pick insights there to help you influence the strategy of your digital experience. And of course, folks like us over here at Raptures are here to collaborate, dive in together, and ideate on how we don't just check the box for people getting through a commerce experience, but elevate it, innovate it, and make it so much better than anything that's out there. We are in the era of converging technologies, and the key to converging intelligently is making sure that we understand how people are going to behave and how we can drive that behavior. That's what it's all about. So hopefully 2025 sees an amazing shift in your focus as well as your strategy for your digital experience. Thank you for listening. Please do share this. Until next time, cheers.